And we're live.
Do it live.
Do it live. We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man.
Practice.
248 of the Radio Impound podcast. So close to that 250 mark. I'm your host, Scotty Jr., and my co-founder of the Radio Impound podcast is joining us tonight, all the way from the Tower City.
Yeah.
Kirby Hand, everyone. 7-time champ, Kirby Hand.
Facts.
2 weeks in a row?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
probably going to snow.
You had to fill in for Jason.
Should be easy.
Just Jason's at Rome, New York. E-Nationals, you guys are telling me. That's what it's called now.
ENATS.
E-Nats? Is that what they put on the
Yes.
thing? E-Nats?
I'm not even sure. Jason said it in the show last week, so that's what I'm going off of.
They call it the electrical
8-scale
car.
electric nats. I mean, maybe it's 8-scale ENATS.
Right. Late night edition of the podcast, so not sure how many of these people are up tonight, but they could view it some other time.
Yeah. Get on your favorite pod app.
Listen to, podcast app. You can listen to the audio version on all the podcast apps. And I got well, I don't know. Are we on Spotify?
Yes.
Okay, because I did get an email from Spotify and Amazon. I think Amazon's doing podcasts now. They're telling me to submit my podcast. And I'm like, I thought we already did for Spotify.
No, that's what I listen to the show on. Spotify is my go-to.
Really?
Yes, sir.
And you're saying the Stitcher Radio is no longer, does that shut down now?
Yeah, I guess it's it's July or August. The Stitcher is going away, I guess.
Damn. That's what I used to always use, Stitcher.
It's crazy. Yeah, that was the first thing I used.
Yeah.
And I have a ton of hours logged on that. Mostly like motocross podcasts and stuff. But thousands of hours listening to that. And then, found Spotify, although it was always there. And I kind of I'm like, let me try this free month of the premium version. And that was all she wrote.
Wow.
Because, I mean, the free version is cool. But I listen to a lot of podcasts and a lot of music. So I want my songs, and I want it now with no ads. So I went premium version, never looked back.
But you can listen to podcasts without premium.
I believe so. Now, I don't know if there's more ads on it or not, but yeah.
Okay.
Love
I'll
me
have to check that
Spotify.
out. I don't, I just use Google Podcasts a lot. And Apple Podcasts. Either one.
I don't know this Apple you talk about.
Justin Juber saying, "What the f? Where's Rona? He is. He's invited. I sent. Who cares?
Juber.
Yeah, I don't think Juber. He's in your territory. Are you racing this weekend, Juber? I think Juber gave up RC car racing. Insert funny comment there. Yeah. Jason has the link though, but he said he was going to dinner at 9 p.m.
This is, I mean, let's be honest to the RIP listeners. We'd be on podcast episode 386 by now.
Hey, now we're not supposed to put blame on here. I have a lot to do with that.
You don't have to, I will.
Okay.
But any kind of
I think we should have been on episode. I wonder what that would be in 12 years. Or wait, how many years has it been? 11.
Yeah.
I don't know what we would have to be on if we did it every week. I think it would. Jubert's saying negative. I retired from RC racing. Wow, that's big breaking news there. I did not know that. I kind of guessed at it, but yeah, it's not as big as I made it out to seem. Kirby.
It's a lot of a lot fewer sales and parts.
Jubert says he may go see him on Sunday though. On Sunday for the mains.
Yeah, so like I was saying, we'd be episode 386. But anytime there's like an inkling of, hey, you want to record, and Jason's like, yeah, I'm on board. And then he's gone. Jason's gone. Can't nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Trying to record. Well,
yeah.
Jason went to like Portugal or something.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Yeah, I'm in Portugal. Ah, damn. Okay.
Or, I'm eating dinner. 9.
9. Well, Jason has a link, so if he wants to pop in the show, he can.
Yeah, Jason can pop in and pop
Pop
out. And give us the update on the old ENATs.
Jubert, when you go there Sunday, ask for an 8x10 autograph photo. He has a bunch of them with him this weekend.
He can let us know who's fast in short course.
I think they canceled it. Is that what you guys were saying in the chat?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Or was that some other race? I forget. Somebody said to me there wasn't any. Yeah, I don't know.
Because these 8 scale electric Nats is where they would race short course. So who is it finally extinct? I don't know. You know, and if
who the hell sent me they sent me a link to it today. I thought it was in the chat. Yeah, 4-wheel drive. Jubert's saying 4-wheel drive and Mini Truggy was canceled. Mini Truggy.
Wait.
Short course 4-wheel drive, you're saying?
Yeah, is that short course? I mean, Mini Truggy. Come on, guys.
I'm going to be real. I didn't even know that was... I mean, I know they were made, but I didn't know there was a class for them.
Yeah, made by like Techno, and
yeah.
I don't know if anybody else makes them.
Oh, really? Techno? Oh, okay. So
there it is. Yes, 4-wheel drive short course.
Wow.
Yes, we did it.
So that weekend's going to be shorter.
We did it.
4-wheel drive clown truck, they're calling them. Okay.
Hey-yo.
All right. So we better get through this before. X-Ray makes a Mini Truggy also.
There you go.
Well, I guess they don't need to make any more. Whatever they put out, that's it. I guess that's over.
I mean, how do you justify that one to the big heads? Hey, I got this great idea for a kit. What class? Well, there's not one yet.
Right. Okay. Jubert. Well, okay. Jubert's saying it's actually a fun class, but apparently not.
It must be real fun.
Yeah. All right. So I thought I'd put up the 1997. This is the January 1997 edition of Car Action. This is the Car Action that will feature the 1996 Nationals,
which we're both blown away by the magazine's half a year behind on putting out the race coverage for that.
So I was just thinking about that too after we were in pre-show talking about, wait, how is this January? So I think, if I remember correctly, this is January 97 issue, but they're 3 months behind. Like they're 3 months back. So it comes out in October. The October issue says January on it. Does that make any sense?
Nope. No, but they would probably. I bet. So I bet this January edition came out in November.
Yeah, October, November.
Yeah, because usually magazines run like, dude, a month and a half to 2 months ahead. And then I guess back then, I guess you'd take an account of actually doing the write up of the race coverage. So yeah, maybe, it just seems like a crazy amount. Like, when was it? June or July?
Yeah, it's like the Madden football thing. Madden 24 is coming out in July. They're like ahead a whole year.
Right. I get the video game thing, but yeah.
Maybe not. I just remember back in the day, like waiting to see who won the Worlds. So if the Worlds was in August, I had to wait 3 months for the coverage.
Yes. But that magazine was probably
So even
like labeled a month that's 5 months out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Yeah, something like that.
Now
it's
that
too
everybody's
confusing, man.
Confused.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna have to pull this up so I can.
Our biggest issue ever. They probably had that on every episode or every issue.
Well, this one, it's weird because I was going through it and the Trinity catalog.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Seems to be smashed into with it. Like I don't recall the Trinity catalog ever being inside a car action.
I
Because
think it was like maybe once a year. Yeah, I honestly think they had their catalog in there once a year.
Wow, I didn't know we gave that away for free. I thought you had to call and
For free. You got to pay for that.
I don't know. You didn't have to pay for the catalog, did you?
No.
So when they called up, we just shipped it out to them. Like people called up for that catalog. I just don't remember it ever being in car action.
Or like go down to your local hobby shop.
Yeah. All right. So on the editorial page, they're claiming this is the biggest episode, biggest issue ever.
Which, yeah, it probably is because add another, like, I don't know, probably 40 pages of Trinity ads. Or the catalog itself.
And they have the picture of the famous XX4 that Jason Rona had a chance to bury. And had one main lead.
Never forget.
So we got page 4. They got, this is just questions coming. Any interesting questions in there? No. Funny ones? No, nothing.
Clever readers, which is probably the complete opposite of that.
Part 3, clever readers? No, whatever. Reader rides? Oof.
Oof. Jason's like, oh my God, look at that Gravedigger, bro.
Yeah.
Those cars are hurting. Bro, the Stars and Stripes sedan. Got milk.
It's a Tamiya Mustang Cobra, nicknamed the Venom. It's equipped with a Futaba Magnum Sport radio, Tekin Rebel electronic speed control, a Trinity Green Machine 2, and it features a full set of ball bearings. Oh my God! Next, it's not getting any better here, Jason. Jason, sorry, Kirby. Calling you Jason.
That insult.
Not used to being in that. Yeah.
Yep, that didn't get any better. Maybe the. Wait, what is the multiple motors? Is that? Oh boy.
So anyway, the picture above that, multiple motors, is from Reading, Pennsylvania, a Tamiya Civic.
Okay, Civic, little hatch.
Yeah, we can't trash on that too much.
No.
It's the best looking one of the group here, that's for sure.
See this Reader's Ride sponsored by Novak.
Oh, there you go.
I remember that rebranding. That was a pretty cool logo they came out with then. The
Yeah, I remember the decal.
N.
You can just get the N decal.
hmm
Kind of cool.
They had that logo. I bet like probably half the size of my laptop screen. Like it was freaking huge. But for a full body dirt oval with a side dam on it, perfect. Finally got a spot for that big old N.
Nice.
Yeah, it was huge. I don't even know. Like maybe put on a toolbox or something.
This is an RC10 T2. What's he mean multiple motors? He powers his Desert Cruiser with Reedy Sonic B modified. Wow, this is weird.
I already know it's slow.
He powers his cruiser with a Reedy Sonic B modified or a Trinity Midnight stock motor when he's racing just for fun. All right. So that's what I thought. There was 2 motors in it.
Yeah.
That'd have been pretty interesting.
Misleading.
And then we have the new for 1997, since this is the January 97 edition.
Yeah, buddy. What do we got here?
So most of these products made their debut at the Chicago Hobby Show, which you never had a chance to go to. Am I correct?
Never was. Nope.
Ah.
Even my dad made it out there for one. I'm like,
Really?
yeah.
Just to go, or did he?
Fucking
Like,
bugger. I think he went out with Rob.
okay.
Yep.
Yep, that show was the best.
It was. I mean, I always heard stories about it. I'm like, I mean, this is like, it would be like Christmas for me. Never made it. Never got out there for it. School. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you missed a real good time.
I know. Would have been amazing.
So Trinity announced their Opal motor, new Speed Gem lineup. Remember the Speed Gems?
Oh man. I mean, I
We
guess
sold
for
a
the.
ton of those things, though.
Oh my god! Right?
Couldn't keep them in stock.
I guess for the, hey, I want to be fast, but I don't want to pay for that like hand wound top of the line deal. Here's pick a rock.
The Opal was a 10-turn triple, producing 39,700 RPMs at 6 volts and features Trinity's new 5.1 motor magnets, a 1.2 millimeter thick case or can, and 4495 brushes. Wow, that part number rings a bell.
44.95s.
Yep. And then right underneath the Trinity Opal motor, we got the Trinity Team Gold Dust modified motor. Gold Dust.
Gold Dust Twins. I wonder what they thought of that nickname, dude.
Shattered Dreams production.
Like, that right there was all Tony P. I guarantee it.
You're probably right. Yeah, I wonder what they thought about that. Like, gold. Hey, they're probably like, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Send us the checks. Gold Dust motors are drill balanced and hand wound by Marco.
No doubt. I wonder what Marco's up to, dude.
Oh man.
Hopefully he's listening. What up, Marco?
Golden Eagle.
Man, I'll tell you what. All my years of working, he was definitely one of the most unique cats I've ever run into at a job.
Golden Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember how jacked he was, and he had his gallon of water every day.
Bro. Combustible.
Yeah. John Bolton says, I bet they sold truckloads. Yeah, the Speed Gems, definitely. You have no
Crates,
idea.
Boxes. Oh, Jesus.
Tons. Horizon would always be calling for them. We'd be sending out freaking like a pallet of them. It's crazy.
Yep.
So where was I?
Love
Hand
to know
wound.
what they made on one of those things. Jesus.
And it's funny thing about Marco was every time I see hand wound, I think of him. It's like he had no clue what RC even was,
Probably not. Yeah, he's just like,
other than once he got there, we filled him in. But
and dude, he
and he
won a
did
lot of team motors too.
a lot of team motors, Kinwald
Like-
stuff too.
Yeah,
Kinwald would actually
probably-
ask for
he
him.
probably won how many world titles and doesn't even know it.
Yeah, You tell Marco about it, and he'd be like, "Oh, yeah, okay." They have race.
Yeah, I can just remember that little jig and leather glove. Like, yep.
Punch in, punched out, and he had no clue.
Wine arms, go home.
And he was excellent at doing that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I remember Kinwald calling and asking if Kinwald would call and say, who's Marco? Why? Yeah, Marco's doing this one. Okay. All right. Dieter, obviously.
Yep.
But if, Marco also did them too.
And for a few years, Big Jim.
Big Jim
I mean,
Greenemeyer.
The flat wires and all
Yeah.
that other shit.
Oh, dude, flat wires.
I got
Wow.
a great idea.
We're never getting past this page. We'll just go.
Yeah.
Oh,
nothing else.
geez. Trinity Motorman. Who the hell was Motorman? Tornado. Motorman Motors. Wow.
Jesus, I don't. I'll be honest, man. I'm sure I know I had this magazine, but Motorman, I do not. That does not ring a bell, dude.
Nope. I mean, it looks like
Sanyo,
budget type stuff, but still.
The Sanyo 2000s that were sick shrink wrap.
Yeah.
Desert Storm camo. Yeah, dude,
Looked awesome.
Those were sick.
Sanyo has developed a super cell just for RC car market. The 2000 milliamp unit offers more capacity, voltage output while being more durable and consistent. Available in 20 amp, 25, and 30.
John Bolton says, I had some Pink Can Trinity Team mod motors Dieter built. Wow, pink cans. Smooth, zero vibration, awesome on Magic Carpet Ride. Whew. Man, there was a rare whip. The old mono shock front end.
Yeah. Did you get all your parts with that Bolton? Because when I got my Magic Carpet Ride, I was missing a ton of stuff. Did you get anything extra in that kit? Because maybe that's where mine went.
Man,
I remember calling Trinity back then, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of missing a lot of parts. And they're like, oh, yeah, what are you missing? And I was reading down the list, and they're like, are you sure you even got anything? I'm like, well, I got the chassis.
Trinity had a knack for that sometimes, man.
It was all depending on who packed it.
Yeah.
Corey Jordan saying, got my Tamiya 2 drive speed gem motor in today, getting it ready for Wicked Weekend. If you ain't ripping, you ain't tripping. Wow, well, best of luck. There you go. Wicked Weekend. He's got his speed gem motor. Good luck with that.
No doubt.
John Bolton saying he remembers the flat wire.
Yeah. God, I'm not even sure if I ran any of those. I'll be honest. I know it was like kind of gimmicky. I don't know if that shit was for like remember like the sedan touring cars were running like like 8 turns, real low stuff. And I want to say it was for that, but I honestly can't remember. It's so
Yeah.
long ago.
I just remember him explaining it to me in the R&D room, and I'm like,
That was right after he showed you how to clean a trophy with Taco Bell hot sauce.
yeah, that worked. Yeah. So we had Kinwald's World Championship trophy there, and it starts to get tarnished. And he's like, oh, I can fix that. Just get some Tamiya. I'm reading this post here. Get some Taco Bell hot sauce and spread it all over it. And he actually did it. Remember that after lunch?
Yeah,
Showed up.
yeah. It was, yep. I'm like,
He got
he's really
He got a bag full of hot sauce and literally covered that Kinwald trophy in Taco Bell hot sauce and rubbed it completely clean. Looked like it was brand new.
Because Big Jim used to work at Taco Bell.
That's right. He was a manager.
And then he came and did motors at Trinity. Can't even make it up, man.
Yeah.
And I remember P was probably like, "What's he doing with shining up a trophy?"
Yeah, he was. Tony P's looking over it. He's like, "What in the hell is he doing over there?" I'm like, "Well, he claims it works, so let him go."
Wasting time.
Every time I see Mike Wood's name here, I think of our
Yeah,
our old roommate, Mike
Wood.
Yeah.
Woody.
Woody.
Big Jim's motor book, the Bible of motor building. The only person that would know more is Jim Jeter.
I think that's available on Amazon, or it was at one time.
Hey-o.
I think it was the Black Book of Motor Building or something it was called.
Yeah, you're right. Don't lie, you got it.
Should probably get it just to see what. It'd be cool to see if there's anything mentioned about the flat wires and stuff. He had some other crazy ideas that he's always brainstorming stuff.
Or the apartment.
Yeah. He'd love to steal my orange juice and drink right after. Oh, dude. I just remember that morning I walked down and he's drinking my orange juice. I'm like, how long you been doing that? Right? Because that's what we're doing. Like
I caught you. How long's this been going on? Jesus.
I was devastated. John Bolton saying yes. Plus Delta had that front end before selling it to Trinity. Knew nowhere to find parts.
Yeah, not familiar with that front end. I just remember when that sucker came out. That was like, I think that came out before I signed with Trinity, and
yeah,
I made sure when I signed with Trinity, I'm like, I need to get one of those cars. And I think I raced that thing just a couple times, but it was just so cool because it was so unusual for that. You know, it's also a car, little springs on the kingpin. No, this is a shock. Like, it was crazy looking with a sway bar on it.
Wow, John lucked out. Every Trinity car I got had every part like it should. Wow.
Yeah, man. That is, man.
I mean, before we got there, yeah. Once we got there, everything was adjusted correctly.
You just straighten it out.
I remember showing up there and I'm like, because I never end up getting that Magic Carpet ride fully together.
You still have it in a box somewhere?
I believe so, dude.
Maybe we could hit the warranty department, see if we get you hooked up with parts.
And I remember saying, is there any chance that I can get these parts?
Just go back and pick them yourself.
Yeah. Oh, great. Thanks.
All right. What do we got here? The D2, the Dirtinator 2. Dude, that motor was awesome. And obviously, like the D3 and the D3.5, like, this was supposed to be better, and this is supposed to be even better. And then, but that D2 was, she was fast.
Featured the Trinity's newest 5.4 wet magnets. So we went, Speed Gems featured the 5.1s, and then 5.4, Dirtinator 2.
Just simply a different number. Probably no difference whatsoever.
Maybe.
But yeah, I remember, was the D3 can that had like the dimples on the side between the magnets? You know what I'm talking about?
No. What do you mean? On the can itself?
On the can itself, yes.
Yeah,
like square dents in it.
Yeah, it was the
D3 and then they did a 3.5 without the dents, I think. The dents, I don't think was probably an off-road. It really didn't matter, but like oval where you're like just squeezing the very last, run time and speed and torque. I don't know. It was just those. We weren't fans of those running those cans.
Which ones?
The ones with the dents.
With the dents. Okay.
Yep.
So that's why you went 3.5s.
Yep. We're like, they're coming out. Can't wait for those things to come out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, another trendy product. Tire Tweak 2000. Was that like oil or some shit?
The
Why
Tire
do I
Tweak
remember-
2000 conditions and softens on-road foam tires. Listen to this. Apply it the night before a race, and it softens the rubber tires. Oh, apply it night before a race to soften rubber tires and use it on top of the line, top of the tire traction additives such as Zip Grip. So you use it with Zip Grip or Paragon.
Paragon, baby.
To prevent them from drying out, it works well with standard and exotic foam tire compounds. Man, I don't really. I remember it, but I don't remember it like going out the door
Yeah, not like Zip Grip.
in large
Jesus.
quantities. Yeah.
That shit, you couldn't keep that shit in stock. Once they started doing like tire sauce on off-road tires, oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't.
Go back to the last page. Remember, I saw that radio bag, dirt bags. Remember them?
Yeah.
They weren't around very long, but their stuff was really cool.
Oh. Trick-looking transmitter bag. Hold almost any popular pistol grip radio.
Trans bag. Maybe popular today, wouldn't it now? All right.
Next page.
Hey,
Trick.
Trinity. Point blank.
Yeah.
There's Tony P's flying eyeball, dude.
Oh, we're on here twice. Okay. The big ad, and then I didn't see the point blank up there. Trinity hasn't forgotten the guys who like to bash around in their backyards. So here you go. Point blank 1400 power pack, which those battery packs sold
Just like an absurd amount, an obscene amount, dude.
zip packs. I mean, dude,
If
Horizon and Great Plains was buying so much of that stuff. It was crazy.
if these guys could have seen quantities that went out the door, my God.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they could have seen the factory back then, you know, the operation itself,
Yeah.
how many employees and just what went on daily, you know, the motor department, battery department.
Yep. No
Just
matter how
insane.
much Rona talks shit,
Yeah.
Santos says I still have a few bottles of that tire.
Man. Tire Tweak 2000. That can't be any good, right?
Santos, was that like a kind of like a almost like a oily looking shit, wasn't it? Or was that another Trinity tire product that I mean there was so many just different tire sauces and shit I couldn't keep track.
Yeah.
You guys ever build a battery bump box to have on the line? Absolutely. Absolutely. Usually it was just made out of like a whole brick of batteries of cells with like a Novak charger. Yep, go to line bump. Yep.
And there's your Trinity ad for the batteries, which those sold.
GMGIS.
Yep. Another product that sold like hotcakes. Remember, people would call and be like, "Hey, can you get me these numbers?"
Yeah. Oh my God.
Or if it was a real good hobby shop, you're like, you know, I need these
Yeah,
numbers.
I
And
need-
you write them down, go to the
Like
battery department.
requesting, dude. Once
Yeah.
you start putting that on your, showing the numbers, it's like that just opens a whole other bag of worms.
Yeah.
Or the motors with the dyno sheets, like,
Oof.
oh man.
I'd be like, hey Kirby, what do we got back there in these numbers on motors?
Hey, set these aside.
And then in the battery department, I was always in there. Hey Rob, do we have what do we got? You know, do we got 1.138? Not the 135s. The guy wants the 13. Yeah, just give me an example.
Yeah.
270 second runtime do you have? Not the 268. Crazy time.
No doubt.
Let's see. Oh, another Trinity ad under
Heyo.
what's new for 1997.
There we go.
This is the Trinity X-Tex Racing cells.
Yeah.
Yep. Trinity X-Star motor. X-Star stock motor.
I remember that label, but I don't remember what that was all about.
Yeah.
Just like a basher motor. Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably sold 8 zillion of them things.
And the world's best racing packs. I think this is only the freshest cells are used. So the ones that are not fresh, we throw them out.
Right in the garbage.
Right in the garbage, yeah.
Buggy blast, bro. Oh, I remember getting cases of that at a shot.
Trinity developed Greg and Brian's Buggy Blast clean spray, not only for cleaning motors, but also to spruce up plastic, shocks, and suspension components.
Or you got an annoying fly or insects, just spray them. Dude, the Novak Cyclone, bro. That was a good one. Was a big fan of that. That might have been one of the first ones where they had the external posts where you could do your own wires.
Yeah. Okay.
That seemed like such a such an advancement for speed controls once they did that. Because think about it, like if you had a speed control and you're like, oh, I gotta throw this in another car and your wires look like dog shit, you couldn't do nothing about it.
Right.
Yep. It's like, why'd that take you guys so long?
Mike Woods is saying he had a bump box I made that I had a Tekin 100L mounted to it. I used it when I raced asphalt oval.
Yeah, buddy.
Mike Woods is also saying, didn't the Cyclone use the Pit Wizard to program it?
Damn straight it did. I was in an issue of Car Action when they broke down the Pit Wizard. Really bad headshot of me. Not flattering at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to find that going through my old Car Actions.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Santos was saying that the Tire Tweak 2000 was kind of oily but sticky. Did work nice on dried out foam.
Yeah, we don't mess with that at all. But the Cyclone, and then they had the Atom, which was a very small, probably 2/3 the size of that Cyclone.
Right.
And 12-scale cars. It was such a nice, tiny little footprint, dude. The thing was perfect in 12-scale cars.
Let's see. Next page we're going to. Still in the new for 97. I don't see anything real interesting here.
No, dude.
Schumacher graphic for whatever.
BRP bi-level wing. Look at that bad boy.
Oh, yeah, okay. BRP.
Yeah, but the side dams are so small in that. I mean, I guess it's funny. Like, that's obviously geared towards off-road, but anybody racing off-road is using the stock, RC10 or low C wing that comes with it. I don't think I saw anybody running a Bud's wing in off-road. I don't know.
You never did?
Nah. No, ran them in oval though, all the time. Plenty.
Novak Mercury Shield FM receiver.
Hey, that was a good one. Yes, I think we spoke about that. I kind of missed that. There was no light shining off it, so I missed it.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good receiver. And the first time ever they didn't use orange. So that was
that was so cool, chrome.
Yeah. It's pretty sick. Mike Wood said Paragon best traction ever made. Smelled good too. 1,000% right. You
like the smell of that? I don't know.
Paragon, minty. Yeah, loved it. Paragon ground effects. That was and I know they had the FX2, which was like a white label, but the good old black label, ground effects, Man, that was the shit. And that's what everybody would run at K&N. Dude, you go to K&N for a big race. So you got like probably 300 entries because the pit area they had was gigantic, obviously, to accommodate that many racers. So think about that many racers and everybody's using Paragon. You would smell like Paragon until you wash your clothes after you got home. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people like really couldn't handle that shit, the smell of it, and got
Yeah, I
so
couldn't.
mad. Yeah. But no better. Like obviously Trinity tire traction and shit, but there was Paragon was the bomb.
Next page here, we got A Main Racing. Remember those guys? Mach 12 on-roader.
God, I don't. Looks like a neat looking chassis though.
And how does the double X4 get this little tiny section here? Like that thing would have been right
What's
on
up with that?
top.
Yeah. Guess I had to share the love. Man, I'll tell you what. There's one thing I love looking at 12 scale on-road cars. Like there's an Instagram account. Give me a shout out. I'll look it up here. It's just a 12 scale Instagram page, and they'll share posts from racers and their good shots of their cars and stuff. But man, nothing's like, I don't want to say the F1 of RC, but 12 scale on-road cars are carbon fiber and billet aluminum and titanium. Like
It's like a spaceship looking type thing.
This shit's so cool.
Yeah.
Always loved, seeing getting a car action issue. Ooh, fucking episode. Issue a car action with hey, this is Joel's world championship car, and then they have his actual car with and breaking down everything on it. I ate up those episodes.
I got you saying it.
Issues, man, I love those. It was nothing better than those issues with the pros rides. But yeah, 12 scale cars are they're just so sick to look at.
Mike Woods is saying he's a Corrali collector. I have 2 SP12 cars in restoration.
Yeah, I remember I ran for Dumore RC, which they were out of Jersey. Dare I say Cinnaminson, New Jersey. But they were a Corrali importer. And I always got the catalogs from them. I'm like, man, these things are so sick. Never got one, but man, they would look super cool. Because they had the Associated had the damper discs, so it was like friction with lube on it, and the Corrali had like a damper, like gaskets and shit, so there'd actually be damper fluid inside it. It was, and the chassis was like a aluminum, or did they advertise it as coral?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 12 Scale Racing is the Instagram page. Literally 12th Scale Racing.
Oh.
Yep.
Cool.
And if
I think I
already
follow them.
Yeah. And if you like 12 Scale, like
you'll love
it. It's a cool page. Very cool page.
12 scale porn.
Yes.
The funny story about Corrali, I think I told this story on a podcast once, but Charlie Shotwell had a Corrali car, and we were at Megatrack. And Roland says, Dad, let me take that, for a few laps. Took, turn 2, the infamous turn 2 at Megatrack.
Oh, no.
A little bump. Well, he hits that and slams it right into the wall and bends the chassis.
Oh, done. Donezo.
Yep, done. No. Charlie was pretty mad.
Oh, I bet he was livid. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what else have we got here? Bowling LTO Extreme. What is that? Let's hear the write-up on that. Because that was that looked like an advancement of anything Bowling made early.
All right, so it's made for all-out racing. This LTO Extreme chassis has it all. It's sure to be regular in the winner's circle. A quick glance reveals far left side motor mounting, but remains right side drive. Adjustable battery position, special
Thanks for
offset.
breaking that down, RC Car Action. Jeez.
And where am I at here? Adjustable battery position, special offset rear hubs, associated front end,
Mhm.
and 9 ball bearings.
If you're lucky, you get them all.
You'll still need to get an associated shock plus tires and a body, but that isn't much to ask when you're getting a highly tunable, very competitive chassis kit.
That is weird that it doesn't have a shock. I'm not gonna lie, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the first glance, I'm like, oh, that looks a good race chassis there. All right. I'm sure I was aware of it back in the day, but I definitely forget it.
Then right above that, you have the Proline Jayco cap tires.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Never ran them. I was a BSR guy at that point.
Man, I better turn that off.
Yeah, turn your notifications off.
Sorry,
amateur.
sir.
Throw that apple in the fucking woods.
I will have to edit that out. That was a little loud. My ears are ringing
Who
still.
cares?
So next page, we got the Fataba Magnum Sport, which,
Trash.
whatever.
I mean,
Hot Bodies 97 Ford F-150.
Yeah.
Hot Bodies.
Hey, right below that, buddy. Lunsford.
Lunsford Titanium for Tourers.
Bro, his stuff was the Lunsford stuff was the stuff, man. And he recently retired.
Oh,
Kelly Lunsford recently retired.
wow.
In the early days, I ran for Technocraft because at that point, man, they had titanium turnbuckle market like locked down. And at one point sent a resume to Lunsford, and I think I was definitely like one of the first guys to run Lunsford in oval cars. Absolutely. I will stake that claim right now. But yeah, his stuff was awesome.
Yeah, people in chat saying they wish Lunsford was still around.
Yeah. I know. I mean,
so what's the choices now for titanium turnbuckles?
you just gotta tape two sticks together.
J Concepts aluminum turnbuckles.
Yeah, run them aluminum turnbuckles. Gotti approved.
This is not approved by me.
Yeah, I think Jason told us like what the deal was. Kelly retired and didn't sell it to anybody or whatever, but super nice guy. Products were the shit. Hey, go back. Like, how many pages you skipped there, guy?
Here's the.
Okay.
This is the page we were on.
Was it another Hot Bodies? Jeez, remember those guys? Ow. Orion. I remember when they first came around. Like, Steve Fume would call it. He realizes he was pronouncing it wrong, but he'd call it Orion.
Oh, really? Orion.
Yeah, as a joke, as like an inside joke.
Oh, okay.
Orion. Right. Their ads always look good.
Yeah.
They were always very on par with Trinity ads. Cool logo, like stuff looked cool.
They were like the dark side of Europe. Like, you know how Trinity was the dark side here?
Yeah.
They were like, the Trinity of Europe.
Yeah, for sure.
Though this says, oh no, okay, that's Team Orion. Peak Performance distributed them. I didn't know that. Peak Performance.
Yeah.
So yeah, where Orion was in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Still there.
Yep, that stuff was very cool looking, man. Orion. Those battery bars. Look at all those different looking battery bars. It's so sick, bro. Look at that bad boy. Factory Works Supermod oval truck body.
Mm.
Oh. Ugh.
Oh my god.
Bruh. That right there, they should have just called that the Nork and Nat special.
Dude, look at
Hey.
that thing.
I remember we had when Jimmy Babcock was on the show, and he was talking about his Norca Dirt Oval national titles. Right there, bud. Right there.
That's what you're up against.
That fucking truck body. Look at that beaut. Woof.
Man.
Another hot body's 97 Ford gas truck. Looks pretty good though. I mean, we're going with a NASCAR theme on an off-road truck. That's a bold strategy.
Let's see how it works out for him. And then right below that is the famous high-tech company that produces the Lynx radio. The last episode we had the Lynx radio 2.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
quite an advancement for them.
John Bolton said so many people said it that way. Really? Orion? Yeah, Orion.
Man.
Mike Woods, Orion was good. I ran some of their packs. The SHO packs. Chris Alex just ran a batch of those. I think Santos is talking about those butt ugly truck bodies.
Hmm.
I have that truck body and my truck was pictured and on their website. Look at you.
Wait, which
Yeah.
one? The hot bodies? The Ford
No,
gas?
nope. That oval truck body. Like, dude,
Hope it didn't look like that. That'd be great if it was. Dude, you guys that make all these cars and recreate these things, you got to recreate that thing.
Here's what was crazy about that class, Gotti.
Jesus.
There wasn't a, hey, you want a race truck? Go buy this kit. Like, it was a hodgepodge, like MacGyver, take this buggy and throw on this chassis and these shocks, and now you're in the truck class. Like, dude, it was an abortion of a class.
Look who dropped in the chat. Oh, go ahead.
Let's ignore him. But like as a high end dirt oval racing, we scoffed at that class, dude. I'm not gonna lie. That truck class was just like
Trash.
yeah. Jason says, "Are we talking about the high-tech Lynx radio?" Of course we are. Because
Jason Ronan, it's time to get in the chat, but doesn't have time to click on the link that I sent him that he could join the chat or join the show. Yeah.
So if we want Gotti to race at pit stop, Jason Santos is gonna need that Lynx radio.
Yeah.
John Bolton says hobby is full of mispronunciation. JC Concepts.
Yeah.
Trying to change that.
I don't know how. I don't know where people get JC Concepts from.
Yeah, you literally just threw in another letter.
Jason Rona wants to know if we're getting to the 96 Nats. Yeah, we're still on page 18.
This is just a warm up, dude.
Yeah. Click the link, Jason. Join the show. You're sitting in the hotel room doing nothing.
Yeah, you ain't doing shit, dude. What could you possibly be doing right now?
Nah, nothing. Clint Bashworth saying that Lynx came with my ready to run RC10 GT. Wow. The Lynx radio.
Oh, damn, dude. How was it? Like, okay, Clint, honestly, let's hear the review on it. Quick review. The J and C both capitalized. Maybe that's it.
I don't get it.
Nope.
You're wrong, Jake.
Would we have any frequency conflicts with that radio? Nobody dares to be on the same frequency as a Lynx, brother. Lossy instead of Lossy. I've never heard that one.
So Joe Zare saying it's so engaging when people say lossy instead of lossy.
And does he mean enraging? I don't know. Yeah, I never heard lossy.
Why would you say lossy?
I don't know. You must be really new to the sport if you're saying lossy.
And yeah, just as confusing as JC Concepts. I do not get it.
I love JC Concepts. I'm pushing for that name change.
Yeah. All right, RC10 B2 Sport.
B2 Sport. That is a Matt Francis. Go back. That was a Matt Francis paint scheme, but not red. I just noticed that. That's pretty cool looking. I actually really like that green. That's a pretty cool paint job.
Wow.
And listen, come on. I realize it's a sport, but you're gonna put a mechanical speed control in there, guys.
Yeah.
Why don't you just put a hamster in the back instead of a motor too? I mean,
The hamster probably would have actually done better.
crazy. But I don't think I've ever noticed that paint job. I like that.
Yeah, you
Tips,
do
bro.
like that, huh? Look at that.
These are.
How did
I
get
do.
that
I dig
close?
it.
Yeah.
Like Francis paint job is classic. It's basically the green instead of the red, but that green really works. So Santos, I'm going to request that paint job if we ever race it. No.
Put that on. Yeah, get that painted up for me like that. I'll have Santos doing all this stuff, and of course, I'll never show up.
Never show ever.
I don't know. Never say never. Nothing exciting here under
these
pit
are all-
tips.
These are all trash tips.
Understanding one-way diffs and touring cars. Now we don't need that.
I'd rather not. New from Novak, the Cyclone.
That's how I am today with stuff when I'm watching. What was I watching? Oh, the low C bike stuff. And did Frank Roots tearing down the low C bike, and he's showing you how to adjust the forks or something. And I'm like yeah, I'm good, dude.
This ain't for me. No, I'm good. We'll see what other video YouTube suggests.
Yeah. No one's tearing that down.
Nope.
No. The future is here. There it is, the Cyclone. Novak has designed a product that truly surpasses the competition, the Novak Cyclone.
It was a good one, man. It was a good
Fully
one.
programmable microprocessor.
Yep. I don't think we've ever had a fail on those. Those were pretty damn rock solid, man.
And there's the post you're talking about up there. So you're right. Solder it right to the post.
Yes. Oh, it was so nice when they came out with those, dude. Oh, it was
It's
so
funny
nice.
they don't mention in the bullet points anything about that. Or do they? No, here we go. Low resistant solder post for quick installation and clean replacement of any size power wires.
Excuse me. It's the beer talking.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh, wait a minute. We got Jason Rona join. It looks like he's an audio version only. Hello, who is this, sir?
Caller?
Sorry, we're closed.
It's Jason from JC Concepts, ladies and gentlemen.
Long time caller, first time listener.
That's right, we're here.
What are you up to? Where are you at right now? What's going on?
We're at the hotel here near Rome, New York. I thought you guys were coming up today.
Is that by the how far from the Coliseum are you?
What's the What's the Coliseum?
That's in Rome, Italy.
Yeah, so here at the hotel, we got done with dinner. Long day of practice.
What hotel are we at?
Holiday Inn Express.
Wait, might not want to disclose that.
Well, I don't know what city I'm in right now.
We'll send over the Chippendale dancers.
Yeah. Mike Woods saying, say hi to Frank Calandra for him, Jason. So.
You know what?
Not a chance.
Yeah. Frank talked to him for quite a while. I mean, all these guys are doing really well.
You're back from dinner?
Yep.
Where did you go? What did you have?
It was called
Chili's?
It was called Babes.
Oh boy.
Babes?
Is that like Hooters?
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking it was going to be, but it kind of turned out to be the opposite.
The opposite? What's the opposite?
Well, I guess that's probably not the best description, but
Okay.
I don't know. It was okay. Just nothing
Movie
special.
Babe,
Right.
the pig.
It was okay. Nothing special.
Right. All right, well, that's great.
It was. I mean, this place is huge. I mean, the place we went for dinner just had a big outside patio setting, tons of live music, tons of people out there. We sat inside. There's nobody inside.
Was there any Canadian smoke?
No, don't see it. Didn't see any smoke.
Right on.
We have some good. We have some good Canadian racers here this weekend.
Oh, oui. That was French, dude. Maybe they're from Quebec.
Yeah. Jason, what happened to the mini truggy in the 4-wheel drive short course class?
Yes, everybody wants to know.
I don't understand why that's such a big deal. Like,
Well, it's not a big deal to me. I can care less, but I mean,
honestly, mini truggy to begin with really isn't a class. I mean, it's not a Roar National class.
Yeah,
it's not recognized.
I was shocked to even hear about that mini truggy. I was like, "What?"
Now, granted, people said that they, I've seen people say that they were intentionally signing up to come and run that one, but I just don't see it. It would have been nice, I guess, for a few more entries. The actual, the short course class, I kind of have still a spot for short course, I guess, in my heart. But
you just want to run another ad that your high flow body won another national title.
Exactly.
And would you count that as if you won? Like, would you count that towards the total?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Well, if it's a legitimate class still. So yeah,
Jason, Gotti just found out about that truggy class tonight.
Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, I knew of the car, but I didn't know that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I guess I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't know X-Ray made one.
Is drinking Trulies and eating black licorice. How weird is that, dude? Jesus.
What's that?
Drinking Trulies which is like it's seltzer, alcoholic seltzer, and black licorice.
Yeah. Who's doing that?
Joe Zaire.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I'm a man of the people.
Actually, I noticed Joe said that the biggest mistake was the Nationals on the coast, but it's actually the biggest ones have been at LCRC.
Let's go.
They had 260 plus entries, I think, for the E-Nationals that they held, and I think they had the biggest one of all the E-Nationals. I know when we had it at A-Main years ago, and that was about 100 entries. Lee's track at Setzer's was about 100. Hannah's track at Adrenaline was about 100. I think they had, like Joe said, they had a little more at the Plex, Hobby Plex. They probably had, 130, 140. But the biggest one I remember is they might even had the race there twice. I don't know, but
and
the E-Nationals
rocks
at LCRC.
Mm-hmm.
Pennsylvania, the gem of RC racing.
No, the gem of E8 scale racing.
You might be right. And LCRC is a hell of a facility. So
I think they added the class mini truggy and a 4-wheel short course was there because it was a huge class at one time. But they added that mini truggy just because I think they wanted to put it somewhere and add some entries to this side of the national. And I just think that in general, it's not adding different classes here of different vehicles that would make a difference. It's you don't have the breakdown of classes that you have at other events, like because it's arguably the E classes in 8 scale are arguably bigger than the nitro at a lot of like, the PMBs, the Wicked Weekends, all those all those events. The E classes are actually some of the biggest, if not the biggest, at the races. So it's not that, and the manufacturers traditionally sell more E buggies than they do nitro buggies.
Hmm.
So how many, like,
the vehicles themselves sell, and they race pretty in popular numbers at a lot of these events, but the Roar Nationals traditionally haven't done well, and I think it's because one, there's only one class of them, right? There's not like, there's not a sportsman, an expert, a pro, a 40 plus, 50 plus, 90 plus, classes. So, and that's what they don't have at these races.
oh, I didn't know that. So, like, you're in truggy or you're in buggy?
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, nobody wants to come out there and get stomped by pros.
Yeah, and I think that's the number one reason that.
Why would they not have that separation?
That
don't make sense.
It just hasn't gotten to that point yet, and I think
I didn't realize that.
And I think it's because at the Fuel Nationals is always their biggest nationals of the year. They don't have to have any of those classes, and it sells out. That's their best race of the year.
Right. People are coming regardless. Yep.
Yeah, for whatever reason, that race brings the numbers. But a race like this, I think people just say, I'll save it for something else.
Right. I can skip that.
Yeah.
So, like the mini truggy, is that just a lack of entries, Jason?
Yeah, I think they only saw. I think they only saw like, and I'm pulling numbers out here, but I think they probably only saw like 5 or 6 people signed up and
get out of town. No way.
Yeah,
scrap that.
I mean, there wasn't like 3 heats signed up and they canceled it. It was individuals.
Yeah. Somebody's trying to get a national championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I should have signed up for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not what it's. If they wanted to do this race differently, what you have to do is, first of all, you have to have the race at a location where you think you're going to draw the best turnout. We talked earlier that. What did we mentioned something earlier about this?
High Tech Links Radio.
Oh no. When we were talking in the chat, we were talking about, only tracks that actually apply get these races.
Right.
So it's not that it's not that Roar doesn't necessarily select a track they want to go to. A track also has to bid for it.
Right.
So
they got to be willing to open up themselves to that shit show.
Yeah, and when I talked to Frank today, he was kind of disappointed in the turnout, but I also told him, I said, one thing to consider, not that I have to tell this guy anything. I mean, he's been in RC longer than me. Is one of the people I've kind of talked to that I feel like, man, this guy's been around longer than me. It's weird, but, I was talking to him. I said, hey, it's also the way you got to look at it is if people have a good experience and there's new video, new photos of the track out there that maybe people didn't see, that your next, races, get a little bit better turnout because of it. And he has a race here called the Rumble in Rome, I believe. And they had that not long ago. I think it did pretty well. And I think when more people see the photos, the video, and they like it, it makes more people want to come to another event, right? So you can always find you can find a positive on how you want to work it, spin it. So I think that there's going to be some good that definitely happens here this weekend. And I mean, today, the weather was beautiful here today. I know Allman, who's in Arizona with Mayfield. Mayfield said it was 118 in Arizona today.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Now,
So,
pardon my ignorance. This is an outdoor track, Jason?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I mean, they got the pit set up for us inside their what would be on their normally their carpet track, and I mean they got the AC on, so it's a fresh building. They actually had their old building almost burned completely down last year.
Oh, geez.
Because they were telling me the story. Well, yeah, the weather is supposed to rain.
LiPo locker.
Yeah, according to piggyback what Mike Woods is saying here, yeah, it is supposed to rain tomorrow, 80 to 90% chance. But anyway, it was beautiful today. But oh yeah, they were telling Frank was telling me that they're in their building. They have a motion detector in the back corner, and then they have a camera up at the front. And his I don't know if his phone went off or something went off in the middle of the night that the motion detector caught, and it was the LiPo fire going up.
No.
What?
And, yeah, he clicks on it, and there's a big fire going on, because then you could see the camera, right?
Yeah.
And he's just watching the camera, and of course they get the fire department, get everybody out there, and from the minute, he said, from the second that the motion detector went off till they had the fire put out, it was 21 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and the fire department told them that had it gone 10 more minutes, the whole building would have been gone. Like, the building that we're in is all new.
Oh,
and
wow.
That much happened in 21 minutes. And he said, had it been another 10 minutes, everything would have been done.
So I assume it was just like an idle LiPo battery?
I believe so, yeah. One went up. One
What?
battery went up, and then I believe he said it kind of like got another battery or two also
Chain
going.
reaction.
Yep. And he said it was just, I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen one of these like 3S batteries or whatever they are that go up in flames, but I mean, it'll put like a 15-foot high flame. It'll like hit the ceiling, no problem.
Wow.
They're
That's
pretty
insane.
they're pretty destructive when they go up like that.
Bring back NICADs.
The funny part is one of the last times we were running NICADs, we were at the Worlds in Japan. I think this was like 2007. And I remember sitting in the pits, and I don't know if it was Cavallari or somebody coming back from Tech, and their NICADs were blowing up in the car, walking the car through the pits. You could hear the batteries blowing up in that thing.
Popping. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Which, I mean, I've never seen that very often back then. But I remember, because the LiPo stuff was starting to get going, and I remember people being concerned about it, and I was just like, look, it's like, shit, the batteries we're running now, Cavallari's or whoever it was, is blowing up on the way back from Tech. I mean, it's like maybe one or the other here.
Speaking of Cav, so I put a Facebook post out there today that he is no longer running for Raw Speed.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
You
what I
talked to-
understand.
You talked to Cav lately?
No. It's not. It's just
Breaking news.
It's just not a good time of the year.
Yeah, it is. It's a peculiar. It's
poor,
a peculiar timing. That is
Yeah.
for certain.
it's poor timing for everybody. It's poor timing for Raw Speed. It's poor timing for Cav. It'd be poor timing for any other potential
but
sponsors.
Budgets are already, spoken for, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, it's just not good timing, and I mean, obviously, Cav's not going to struggle to find a deal that he wants. So we'll see. He'll get something going. I mean, I think I'm not going to say it's been a tough year, but it's kind of been a tough year for him. Just so many new things, new 10 scale cars, new 8 scale cars, new tire, going back to the Raw Speed program. He was there a couple of years ago. And I don't want to make excuses. I don't want to make excuses for him, but he also doesn't really have any local tracks anymore.
Oh, wow.
If he has to run, he has to go run not has to, but you got to run 8 scale. But he's not really a club racer, like the races the races he runs really aren't necessarily a lot like the races or the tracks he could run at locally. And there's no OCRC anymore, which used to be his kind of bread and butter. So, that track doesn't exist to kind of help him with the 10 scale side. So it's been a little bit of a rough year. I think that you could probably do more. He himself could do more. You could try to get out and go to other tracks and things to get a little more up to speed. But that's not what he's used to. He is kind of in the sports world. He's not like a grind it out until I figure it out kind of guy. He's always been kind of the finisher. Hand me something that's dialed and I'll show you what it can do. He's never been kind of the one that grinds it out and then figures it out, and then he's the guy that's finishes off the races when other people can't. So
Like the closer.
Yeah, he is. That's kind of that's his thing. So, and there's just a lot of drivers out there right now. A lot of people that are hungry, and competition in the market.
Yeah,
Competition in the driving market.
it's amazing though. Like I try to figure it out. Like I'm like, man, what happened? Like Cavalieri was so dominant, and it's like, so that might explain some of it though. He doesn't have a track near him anymore.
Well, I mean, you're also talking about, to me, his dominating period of time came like kind of 2012 and previous to that. Sure, he had a lot of good races after that, but when he was winning like pretty much across the board, he was pretty damn young. And it's not that he hasn't, obviously he swept the Roar Nationals in 10 scale. Probably his last big sweep was that 2015? Yeah, maybe 2015 or 16. That was his last big sweep event, I think. But it's just like anything, though. I mean, it's not that you can't. It's not like he's, lost a lot of skill or anything, but you also can't dominate forever, right? It doesn't matter who you are, where you are. It's hard to dominate anything forever. But getting your fair share should still be possible.
Yeah. John Bolton said he's getting old. So I mean, how old is Cav now? Is he
Cavallari is 36.
Shit,
Okay.
young buck.
seems
Young
young?
buck.
How old's Mayfield?
36.
Okay. Jeez. So
And
maybe it does come
Tifa-
down to what you
Tifa
said, though.
also
That's
compared
an
to-
interesting point. I didn't realize he didn't have a track near him anymore. Joe Zarin says, why does he just move to a track, to a location that has where he can practice and stuff? But
What's that now? One more time.
Joe Zarin saying, because you mentioned that there's no tracks around where he lives anymore. So why not move to where you
I
can?
totally agree with him. I agree
Mhm.
with Joe. I kind of in my mind, I've kind of ran through these for everybody. I've kind of ran through these scenarios too of what, hey, what would I do in this position? And but I agree. I think that would be a good idea.
Joe's also saying, yeah, okay. Well, this is off the topic. Well, not really. Jason, besides Ryan Mayfield and Fend, are paid pros really worth it to the industry? And that's a question I keep bringing up. Besides the top, like you got Mayfield, Fend, Spencer, Tessman. I'm probably missing a few others, but like when you get down there, it's like, really, are they moving the needle, as we say? Like, are these guys? Does it matter if this one guy wins? If it's not Mayfield, does it really matter? If
Win
it's not
on
Fend, does it
Sunday,
matter?
sell on Monday.
Yeah, but like, there's tons of racers out there. It's like, what's the point of this? Like, this is a whole podcast.
Well, one
And-
thing is there isn't really a lot of paid pros.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There's not.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So I
But
mean,
what's the point?
Of
I
course,
get it.
there's paid pros, and there's a handful, but there's a very, very small few that actually make enough money at racing for it to be a career. There's a big difference between getting $500 a month to race RC cars and making enough to actually survive, right? And so there's only a handful of people that make enough to actually earn a living racing. You probably, Mayfield, Fend, Spencer, Ty Tessman, off the top of my head, those are our. So there's not many more than that. And then you get to Europe, I'm sure Bruno does pretty well. And there's not many. I think that the number's probably under 10. That make enough to actually earn a living. Obviously we have this thing in RC where they say pros are, we have a pro class. Well, really, when they have a pro class, there's really only maybe 4 or 5 guys that are actually pros, right?
Right.
The other guys, they are trying to race at a pro level.
Yeah, but these companies are paying them to go, not paying them, but paying their travel and all this other stuff to go to these races, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at some of these guys and I'm thinking, why are you bothering? Because even if he wins, it's not going to do anything.
Is he moving the needle?
No.
Well, I think a couple things is sometimes you can't. They're trying to inch towards having somebody that can move the needle, and in order to do that, you have to take baby steps. So I think that's what some of the logic is. I'm not trying to say it does or doesn't make a difference, but I think the logic is, well, I can't get Fend, I can't get Mayfield, I can't get Spencer or Ty Tessman, so what do I got? And so you try to get the best you can get. You get the results you can get, and maybe you help that guy become a winner, and turn into something that can move the needle, or you can transition it to an even better driver, right? There's a number of different ways to sell the product. If you want to win with the product, you have to have it all. It has to be good. The driver has to be good, and everything else. So,
Okay.
I think. I don't want to do too much hijacking here, but John
I don't think we're getting through this 96.
John Bolton brought up, did Kinwald sell for Trinity? And I think he did.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, obviously you're much more familiar with it. I watched it as a competitor.
Yeah, that's not a question. He was a needle mover for sure.
Yeah, and I think what was interesting about Brian is, what's funny about it is when people talk about him online and in today's day, everybody has such great things to say about him. But when he was coming up as a racer, people did not really like him. And because he didn't talk. He wasn't like a very outgoing kind of guy. But if you went and asked him a question, he would talk to you. But I think there was some people that thought he was kind of dicky, And I think that I kind of wondered about that when he went to Trinity and Losi myself, because at the time I was like, well, he's not really the best sales guy, He didn't really talk to people. He wasn't that outgoing.
Leave that up to Trinity.
But I think what ended up happening is something about Kinwald. It really gave you something to kind of hang your hat on for a Trinity and for a Losi. For Losi, they were selling product. Trinity, they were selling product. What they wanted to be was a winner in that class. And Losi had never won the Worlds. It'd been a little while, I think, since Trinity won the Worlds, and Brian kind of gave that to them. So it was interesting. It was kind of interesting to me at the time, because I remember people not really liking Brian when he was coming up, because they just were kind of like, he wasn't that outgoing. But once he kind of got that platform, I guess, with Trinity and Losi, it worked. And maybe the timing too. Maybe it was Losi's time. They had great cars. They created that Double X. That was a great car. They were kind of peaking, I guess. And then Trinity was kind of, I'm not going to say moving on from Joel Johnson, but they were kind of like,
who's the next guy?
Kind of moving on from Joel Johnson, right?
Who's our next seller?
Yeah, I think that's, and that, I think the timing was right too. I think that had something to do with
it. Joe's saying Kinwald was the silent assassin.
Right.
Sean Ireland says BK and Joel Johnson both moved the needle.
God, he's like, yeah.
Hell yeah. Joel Johnson. Come on, Joel, let's go. Let's get back.
The hero of heroes.
Man.
And that was, I think Joel and Brian were very different. That's the funny part about it, is they're very different.
Yep.
Like, Joel was, I think, a nicer guy to talk to. He's obviously
outgoing. Totally different too.
I mean, obviously you got Brian, who is this small guy who everybody wondered what was wrong with him. Was what you heard a lot. What, everyone's like, what's wrong with Brian? Why is he small? Like, people, you know what I mean? Everyone talked about that. Like, and Joel's kind of like this, almost like a straight out of like the late 80s movies, like on the volleyball scene or something, like
Top
Val
Gun volleyball.
Kilmer in Top Gun or something.
His MIT sweatshirt.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And Kinwald was this guy that people just were like, what's wrong with him? But man, he can freaking drive.
Yeah.
So they're two completely different guys, but
Two different routes to do the same job.
Yeah, they got the job done, and I think what later people loved about Brian was his cars. I think at the beginning, his cars, like when he was on Associated, his cars were like definitely different, but they progressively got a little different.
They were like the true factory rides.
Yeah, and then when
what did Brian do to his car now?
Yeah, and then when he got on Losi, it was a little traditional at first, and then it just got more and more like crazy and blue, and and at the end, I mean, when he's making A-arms and putting stuff, he would take. I mean, Sean was on here. I mean, he built an Associated. He built a short course truck for them. I believe it was a 5 generation or a 6 generation, where he took like 2 A-arms and cut them in half and put them together and made long A-arms out of 2 A-arms and used Dremel dust, like carbon Dremel dust and glue to put them together, and they looked really good. I mean, he would make all this crazy stuff, and that's what I think people later really knew him for is, like Larry Toms was on here. He has a cabinet at Hobby Action with some of Kinwald's stuff in it, and like the stuff that he would make. I mean, he would actually grind carbon fiber plate material to get the dust to put plastic pieces together with super glue with carbon fiber dust. It was freaking wild.
Let's see. We got to get back to this magazine if we're going to wrap the show up soon. But John Bolton's saying in magazines you can create the image, no social media, so in-person personality didn't matter.
And that's what was funny to me is like the first thing Trinity did is put him on a Harley with sunglasses on, and I'm like, this guy like is so opposite. Like this is not anywhere close to Kinwald.
It don't matter. Tony P thought that was a fucking brilliant idea, and that's all there is to it.
And maybe it was,
and it did work.
Memorable.
But exactly, like if you would have seen that, like, hey, this is what they're gonna do. Well, this ain't gonna work. Well, it did. It worked.
It worked.
Somehow it still worked, and they still sold like shit tons of product, man. Yep. He keeps winning races, and the product will sell.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely unique. Definitely. Somebody that was still nice to be around, and what was interesting about Brian is he would kind of like make himself at home at a lot of these tracks he would go to, and then he would just have a lot of buddies that would want to just hang out with him, and he kind of created like his own little group.
It was an entourage. Yep.
Yeah.
Everywhere he went.
That's how you knew where Kinwald was at. You just see the entourage moving.
He moved,
96 knots.
From track to track, didn't he? Like,
yeah.
I remember Eminem was one of them, and
I mean, he had people that would
SoCal Raceway.
They would bring all his bags in for him. It was pretty funny.
It was a different time. You don't see that today with like Mayfield having an entourage of people around.
No.
It's just different.
Those days are yeah.
Well, he's like, I don't want anybody carrying my shit.
No, but I don't think anybody would do that today. Like, I don't think that, like, it was just a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have
Kinwald-
never seen. Yeah, the Kinwald stuff was definitely different. The entourage, the people carrying his bags, and it's not like he necessarily asked for all of that. It was just like,
people are just like willing to. Hey, if this magic will rub off on me, I'll carry his bags, or I'll glue his tires or some shit. Well,
mhm.
probably not glue his tires, but
Yeah.
wash his tires or some shit.
Right.
I
All right.
remember when he came to Vineland, like that
Hmm.
was
Oh,
that
It was
was
a scene.
sick.
It was a scene.
I'm trying to think of the guy that came with him. It's from SoCal Raceway. He actually gave me
Probably was it Sorab?
no. Trying to I think if I heard his name, I'd be like, yep, that's him.
What year was this?
He actually gave me a SoCal Raceway hat. I was like, fuck yes, this is sick. 90. I'm gonna just throw out 98.
Hmm.
98.
It was a guy with a first and last name.
That helps.
I
I
can't.
had to think there for a second. I was like, what?
There was
Yeah,
a guy named Curtis that used to travel with him a little while. Then there was Randy Poe,
Not Randy
there-
Poe. Maybe Curtis.
Curtis Schlott.
That's it.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, show up the Vineland. That was big.
Yeah, you want to talk about a rock star scene there, man? Like, oh, this is why this guy is so special. Got it now. Now I see it right in front of my face. Got it.
Yeah, it was you should have been in the hotel rooms when, back then how we always used to wrench in the hotel room and everybody'd leave their door open. You just went like room to room.
Yep.
And they would do that, and we'd be in there and there'd be like 10 or 12 people in there just like hanging out and like Kinwald gluing or making tires. Wrenching. I think he's the only guy I've ever seen bring 3 two-wheel buggies to a race. Like at his like biggest entourage, like prime peak moments, he was bringing like 3 two-wheels to a race, and they were like all ready to go, like all the same paint job, tires on them, and he would just like set one down, run it. Then it would be like one of his buddies. All right, turn the other one on. You go run that one a little bit, and not turn the other one on. Try that one.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, are you staying with us for the rest of this car action? We're gonna try and zip through this.
Let's look at what you got. What do we got here?
All right, we got Woods Racing, the X13 oval car on the page here for the last hour.
Okay, I don't
So
remember.
that was our former co-worker and roommate, Mike Wood.
Yep.
Why
Can
did
you
Kirby
see-
run this car?
Because he couldn't afford me.
There you go.
So can you see that on your screen, Jason?
I can.
Oh, okay, cool. So there we. I gotta move it over here.
Trying to get a look. Yeah. They always had some fast guys in the Midwest.
Does this help you at all, Kirby? Right there? No, it doesn't do it.
No, just like it didn't magnify.
Yeah, it just
or anything.
moves it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to blow it up.
Yeah, they had a 3-shock setup T-bar, but there was pivots where the T-bar mounted to the pod, so it was slightly different than a just regular 10L T-bar. Just a little slightly different, but yeah, they had some fast drivers piloting those rides.
Did they? I don't even remember this car.
Yeah, I mean, jeez. when you think of like put it into off-road terms, you think, oh, Schumacher's like kind of a, you don't see them very often. Well, take that and scale that down 800 times, and that's what this car would have been.
Mike Woods, not to be confused with Wood Racing here.
Dude, I've actually kind of thought for a while that this was the same guy.
Yeah, that's what I used to think too. I was like, Mike Woods is in here? But I'm like, wait a minute, we didn't call him Woods.
It was Mike Wood.
It was Mike Wood. Woody.
Okay, so it was Wood and Woods.
Yeah,
Right.
Mike Wood.
Okay.
I don't know at what point they
But every time the name pops up, I'm like, Mike? Oh, wait, Woods.
moved on from the company, and then Mike Wood came down and worked for Trinity for a while.
Yep.
Who's our roommate? Never forget the
Mike-
69 Camaro that leaked gas. Never forget.
Oh, man. He was taking us to the airport, and we're like, it smells like gas in here. It's like, here he was leaking gas the whole way to the airport. Very dangerous. Mike Wood
It
says,
sounds
I
like
had an
that
extra.
whole apartment was dangerous.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, it was the frat house,
It
baby.
was the best ever.
It was awesome.
Mike Woods is saying, I had an X13. I sold it cheap on eBay because there was no local carpet racing. 1 week later, after he sold this on eBay, my local track tore out the dirt and put carpet back in. I was so mad my hobby shop did that. I would have never sold the car. Oof.
I could have got a discount on that name alone. Shit.
Damn. All right, so the Mike Wood X13 edition car comes optional left-handed drive, a must for hardcore oval racers. Make sure to pick up a reverse rotation motor
Yeah.
or a motor with adjustable timing.
Dude, that was a gimmick back in the day. Like very few tracks it did work. Left.
You think it would though, right?
LSD.
LSD, baby. Trinity LSD.
I ran a Composite Craft Lynx 2 with a left side drive for the 93 Pro Car Worlds. I'll have you know.
Damn, 93. That's going back.
Oh. Wait, was it 90? Was that? No. It was not 93.
Well, it's not going to get much better if that's what you're thinking.
Pro Car Worlds, I think, was 95.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
I think 95. Yes, it was not 93. Nope. I mean, only 2 years, but yeah.
It's amazing. I can't remember these years. Like going back.
Left side drive was like, I think at Whippoorwill it was like, oh, this is a perfect setup for this car. And then other tracks, it just, you know what, it just didn't work. And, the motors truly work better when you wound the armatures opposite the way they were meant to be, rather than, oh, we're just going to turn the timing 180 and run it like that.
Yeah.
So there was just, there was some factors there involved with the left side drive shit.
Okay.
But boy, did they sell the shit out of those Evolutions. Woo!
The likes on this X13 was high quality parts, mucho adjustability,
That means
Controlled-
much.
controlled suspension pod, handles like it's glued to the track, which could be a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Too much corner scrub there.
Yeah.
Directions and setup tips that come with the kit, which Woody was great at writing up the manuals. And the dislikes, having to drill holes for the servo mount. Oh, jeez.
It was like every car, though. Back then, honestly. There was no overcar. Like, yes, that was your job.
Yeah.
Have a drill press and some counterbore bits, countersink bits.
Yeah. All right. So this Mercedes-Benz thing, we can often Pirate 10.
Dude, just
scroll through
keep
this.
going.
That thing's horrible.
Pile of shit.
That thing's horrible.
How many pages does that thing take up?
Look at that thing. I mean,
Dude,
it's a nitro.
you guys
that's a
made that
nitro
body. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a nitro.
That's a JC Concepts body.
GC God.
The worst part about this thing is it was a nitro car. I mean, look at it.
The worst part about this thing is everything. What in the hell?
The Pirate 10 DTM.
More like butt pirate. Oh,
Back
Oh.
lot
but
car of the
dude,
year.
all right. Okay.
this might be the best thing in the magazine, actually. Oh man.
Look at
What?
that clutch bell.
What a pile.
Look at how high the motor is off the chassis because it's probably it is pull start. On top of everything, it's a pull start.
Well, it's a backyard brawler.
Yeah, dude.
Let's get to the likes and dislikes here. Hopefully they.
Oh, I can't imagine. You went
Oh
by-
wait, I'm going to.
Yeah, a lot of likes.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. So the lot of likes. The likes is it's fully assembled.
Oh, awesome.
Has a. I can't get through this. 2-speed transmission.
Oh, you need that for sure.
Extremely durable.
All right.
And major aluminum parts are hard coated.
Oh yeah.
Dislikes: no wing on the back of the body.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a wing.
Dude, these dislikes are awesome.
Tire sidewalls are too high.
Has no traction once it hits the second speed.
And the exhaust spews on the back of the body.
Jesus.
Ooh.
It's because it's a nitro.
That thing is ass. Please turn the page.
All right. Well, it keeps going, man. They dedicated a lot of pages
Dude,
to
This
this
is like
thing.
Off-
a 50-page write-up on this thing.
Yeah. Jose, you're off in the pain and Tony Money to
So, final thoughts.
Yeah.
I first saw this car months before it was given to me and was so overly impressed by its quality and design that I actually begged RC Car Action editors to let me review it.
Who says this?
Yes, it was pathetic, but effective. His I thought they meant the car, but his begging was. This was who yeah, you want to call the name out here? Let's see.
Be the very first.
Greg
page.
Vogel. You gotta put him on blast.
Well, you know what's crazy is he's awesome. You know?
You know what's crazy? He's awesome.
Yeah, Greg Vogel, he's awesome. But this,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is 97.
Poor Greg. Yeah, he was just starting out. After I inspected the car and made preparations for running, there was no doubt in my mind that it would be an excellent ride for parking lot enthusiasts and racers.
Which, yeah.
You know what happens?
I've heard.
Hey, you know what happens when that thing hits the second speed?
What's that?
You're gonna see some serious shit.
You're gonna see some serious shit. Greg heard reports from other tracks across the country that say it's already in the winner's circle, Jason.
Oh my
Oh wow.
god, I'm logging off soon.
Okay, well that's okay, Greg. Well, it's not your
what?
best work, but what are you gonna do?
What?
Right.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my god.
Car Action trash test, 1/10 scale electric. This is getting bad. This 96 issue. Oof. The Beetle is bugging. Volkswagen. Again, if you're listening to the audio version, you got to check into the video version of this podcast. We can just skip through here.
Pure shit.
Man, too many.
Oh, here we go.
Man, we should have saved your rant for this. Product watch, the Trinity Dirtnator 2.
Look at the hat. Kirby,
Oh,
look at the hat.
There it is. Yo, I had the same hat. That's it. SoCal Raceway.
That's epic.
I wish
Epic.
I mean, not that it would fucking do anything if I still had it, but that was very cool for me to have.
Yeah.
I rolled into pit stop with that bad boy. Yeah, that's right. I got a SoCal Raceway hat. Pussies.
There you go. There's your dyno numbers.
Great motor, dude. That D2 was great.
This is a Dirtnator versus the Dirtnator 2 dyno numbers.
Good.
What a
for
la- what a label on that. What a label.
And Neil McCurdy helped.
Never forget Neil.
Yep.
You might be a Rev Tech.
That's pretty fun.
Sedan shootout, man, back when they were hot.
Yeah, you had to have something, sedan or touring car in your magazine at this time.
Yeah. They were so hot. They were like short course before short course, really.
That's true.
Maybe not that huge, but man, it was like, you know.
I think these on-road cars and touring cars it was actually probably bigger than short course.
Wow.
I mean, in general, the whole segment was. I mean, it exploded. It was gigantic.
It did. Yep.
In this issue, they're having.
I mean, they're still racing them today.
Wow.
It's the best. It's still the most popular, probably on-road form of racing you can do. So there's the Predator touring car, the 10th technology, right there.
God, I don't know if I even knew that, man. I
didn't know that.
I don't think I knew that. And Associated was like, "That's a great idea."
They definitely looked at it.
TT3.
They definitely looked at it. I know that for sure.
Yeah, it's because it was a fucking same thing.
The Predator was the most expensive of the group, but what you get for your money is plenty of top-line hardware and materials.
What I remember is that car was really bad, actually. As an
off-road car? Oh, a touring car.
As a touring car was really bad. That thing was really bad. Right there you go. It was a heap.
It's a heap, yeah, but it was like, it might be a piece of shit, but it's my piece of shit.
Well,
how was that thing on off-road, Jason? Like with BK whipping it?
I mean, he won.
But was it like a handful? You know, like, or
the first time I remember seeing the car run was at the Worlds in '95 in Japan, and at the time, every other car, of course, was belt drive, and
oh yeah, every car, yeah.
That building was, it was an indoor building. We were pitted pretty close to the track, and that, I don't know how the drivers did it. There was a couple drivers they had there, and it was so loud.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is not an exaggeration.
Wait,
all you heard
the
was
Predator was so loud.
All you heard was the entire qualifier, and everyone else. I would have been totally pissed if I was in those guys' qualifier, because everything else was just silent. And it was so loud. It was unbelievable. But by the time Kinwall got it, because I think the part of the reason why he got one, because he got pissed at Yokomo for some reason, and got the guy from Predator to send him a car, and then he ran it at Winter Champs, and he won Winter Champs with the Predator, and I don't know that he really ran it much, or if at all, after that race. I don't remember him running it ever after that. But he won. I mean, I remember Mark Pavidis ran the class, and Kinwall kicked his ass in that race. I don't know if the car was... I mean, it was good. It looked good out there. I think he loved the car. Like, I think he probably got mad at Yokomo purposely just so he could get one, because he liked it. It's like, was the ultimate, like, trick it out.
Joe's there saying that Double X4 came out early '97. No reason to have it anymore.
And that car, when that Double X came out, obviously we've talked about that enough times as a prototype, in Pennsylvania there at the Nats. But when that car came out in production, wasn't really that great either. They broke a lot of parts on that Double X4. They're breaking tons of towers and A-arms and bulkheads, and they broke everything on that car. And I want to say that Kinwald didn't make the main at the 97 Worlds when we were there. That was at the ranch, because everyone kind of thought that car would be really, really good at that race because it was Losey's track. They're the only ones that had like a really great production, Losey or Losey designed 4-wheel drive car. And I only think a couple of them made the main. Like it wasn't, and Kinwald didn't make the main there in 4-wheel. I don't know if he broke too many times or what it was, but it was kind of an embarrassment, really. In Masami, we had that prototype car, which that thing was a total piece of shit. I forget what that thing was called, the MX4, I think it was. And Masami TQ'd and won with it. I mean, we all had the same car, and I flat out told, I can't remember if it was Masami or his dad. I'm like, I need 6 spur gears. And they're like, why do you need 6 spur gears? And I'm like, because we have 6 qualifiers and it strips a spur gear every run. And I just told him, I said, it's actually kind of a waste of my time. Like, I don't even know why I'm running this.
Jason wasn't using the pit tips to put a piece of paper between his spur and pinion to set them up.
Yeah. You weren't reading your car actions.
Yeah, that thing. I told him, because I was going to school. I was going to school out there at the time, and I was. We already ran 2-wheel drive, which 2-wheel was awesome, and did good. And I was just like, I just said, look, this is kind of a waste of my time. I'm like, the thing won't. I can't even drive it at full speed without it stripping a spur gear. So I could either be on an A main run and strip a spur gear, or just be in the C main. And so.
John Bolton saying, huh?
Obviously, Masami's dad knew how to make it work.
Yeah, well. John Bolton saying Mike Sanders had the Predator car. We were at the Roar Regionals, and the marshals kept pulling it off the track because it was so loud. They thought it was broke.
Yeah, it was incredibly loud. There's no way you could concentrate in that person's qualifier for sure.
Yeah. So then we fast forwarded to page 52 here. Roar 96 Off-Road Nationals battling in Butler.
Oh, wow.
So let's try not to. We've talked about this race a lot, but
there's the Double X4.
Try not to geek out too much over this.
BK with it. I mean, the spoke wheels. Oh.
So we have the Double X4 pictured here. We have the Bulldog, which I do remember that Bulldog at the track. Team Losey Scott Brown shows us the proper way to be a geek or a big geek. Okay, interesting cover. There's the stadium truck in Waltz with the with the N logo there, Novak.
Yeah, how about the 2 broads there?
Up there on my upper left. I got a big screen here. I just see what's in front of me.
Yep.
So the 2 girls there,
the main attraction.
You go to the Roar Nats and you never know what you'll see. These 2 were almost as much of a distraction as the Double X4.
That's facts.
That is facts for back then. They were like, what? What is going on here?
Yeah, why are you at an RC car race?
Mm-hmm.
So that was that Dunbar's girlfriend?
I'm sure both of them were.
And who was the guy he was hanging out with?
Probably Dean Carnes.
That's it. Yep.
Which, Dean is on, Street Outlaws now. He's the pink Stinky Pinky car.
I wonder how I got that name.
Yeah, like if you Google him, Dean is on Street Outlaws. He's got all the pink. He's the full pink car, but yeah, he's pretty internet famous for all that.
There it is, Chris Bing. Hodap. Kinwald.
So those were your 3 top qualifiers.
Is that what it was? 3 top qualifiers.
Yeah, it says 3 top qualifiers also won overall national championships. Left to right, new national champ Chris Bing, 2-wheel drive, Greg Hodap, truck, and Brian Kinwald, 4-wheel drive. Next page.
Scott Brown's paint job was simple but effective.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, thank God we got the concourse picture there. Jesus God. What would we do without that?
Yeah, concourse.
Concourse for a damn buggy. Come on, man.
And man, look at that.
Yeah, it's a beaut. It's a beaut.
So I think of the shirt he has on there. I think that was the shirt that they.
The event shirt. Is that what you're talking about?
Nah, he has a Roar National shirt on there.
Like the event.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you said the Avengers shirt.
Okay.
It's getting late. Man, I gotta have that shirt somewhere if that's what they sold there. Look at the track. John Bolton saying, "Look at the track compared to today." Yeah, crazy, right?
I refuse.
So up here we have Jack Johnson, Scooter, working on Chris Bing's car, and Chris Bing is, or no, it's Kinwald, and then Hodap sleeping there. Is that what the deal is in there? Okay. So look at these results here. It's interesting. We go under 4-wheel drive, and we have Brian Kinwald winning with the double X4. In second place, Jason Rona qualified 7th, finished 2nd.
There you go. Winner of the first A final.
Man.
There you go. Go up to the 2-wheel drive results there. Second place, Scott Hughes. Scroll over to radio.
And we are looking at the radio, and it says Futaba.
Yeah.
It's the only Futaba in that A main.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me talk to you. Airtronics. Though Chris Bing ran electronics and
Who was that
won.
there? Third place with a KO. I can't read it.
Third place is Mike Weed. I remember Mike Weed.
Yeah, where was he from? Like,
He ran awesome there. He's from California.
yeah, why did he finish third?
He painted bodies too.
He had a
Brian
great
Roeder used to get
he
his
had a
bodies.
great weekend there. I mean, it was very rare that it wasn't rare that he would make the main at some of the events, but
But that was like, wow, look at he did really good at this weirdo race.
yeah, it was. I mean, in general, the results were kind of strange, and because when you look at things in that time period, the fact that Kinwald didn't either win 2-wheel or truck was a pretty big deal. And obviously Chris winning, that was, kind of unprecedented. And
Privateer.
and then you look at Scott Hughes and Mike Weed being the top associated guys, which I'm not going to say it was a little rare that Scott would beat. Well,
Pavidis.
Scott. Well, yeah, you would pencil in Pavidis over the top of those guys for sure. And so the results across the board were a little strange.
Gotti, I can't see. I mean, I can't see into next week. Read out the top 10 in 2-wheel drive, could you?
First place, Chris Bing. Second place, Scott Hughes. Third place, Mike Weed. Fourth place, Greg Hodap. Fifth, Brian Kinwald. Sixth, Mark Pavidis. Seventh, Gabe.
Boudreaux.
Yeah. Eighth, Jimmy Babcock. 9th, Jimmy Jacobson, and 10th, Rhett McNair.
All right.
Red is still racing.
Wow. Jeez. Is he
He-
still
Rhett-
running
Rhett the
Phantom
Jet.
and Bad Boys?
Bad Boys for show.
He actually, he's still a really good driver. He's been kicking ass in the 40 plus class every time he comes to Beachline for the. We have that big carpet champs there.
Oh, yeah.
He's been kicking ass every year there, and still a really good driver.
So Truckee had Hodap, Kinwald, Francis. Oh, Mark Francis. Sorry. 3rd place in truck, Mark Francis. Todd Hodge, 4th. Brian Dunbar, 5th. 6th, Pavitas. 7th, Scott Brown. 8th, J.R. Mitch. 9th, Jason Schweitzer. And 10th, Sorab.
You know, the other thing that's unique about this
Hodge
is
was from his area there.
this is the time period that Matt Francis didn't race.
Oh,
Like,
Wow.
I didn't know that.
because he won the Worlds in '95,
Right.
you know, with the Associated car, and he kind of like, I'm not going to say retired, but he just didn't race for a little while,
Weird.
and then came back at a different time, ran a little bit of Associated, and then boom, it was like he was on TLR or Team Losi. I want to say it either happened at the beginning of '97 is when he started running for Losi and Trinity at the beginning of '97. But so he won the Worlds in '95. '96, I think he didn't run a lot. He obviously didn't run the Nationals, even his brother was there. Well, he wasn't in the A main, but I don't remember him.
I
being
do
there.
remember now saying, like, where's Matt?
And I don't remember him being there.
No.
And then by the time '97 came around, now he was Losi Trinity.
Dark side, baby.
Yep. And I remember the big joke was when he won the '95 Worlds when we were in Japan, was the big thing back then was that
Sell
everybody was upset because everyone was still upset that Kinwald went to Losi and Trinity. You know, that happened early '94, but in '95 everybody was still upset about it, and of course Trinity kind of had the, you know, they had this reputation when people would win certain things, you know, Trinity would end up picking them up, and so they'd win a big event, then Trinity would pick them up and they would be on that team. So
Right.
when Matt won the '95 Worlds with Associated, I remember at the banquet he said, "This World Championship's not for sale."
Yep.
He said that at the banquet, and then come '97, he's obviously
Ernie came with opened up the checkbook.
yeah. And you know what? It actually worked out really good for Matt and Trinity.
Yeah.
And there probably got to a point where Matt running Trinity was probably a bigger deal than Brian doing it, because as we talked about earlier, Matt was kind of the talkative, more of everybody's buddy kind of guy. You know, he would go out and party, and you know, he'd drink with you, have a beer with you, whatever, and people really liked that. And I think the relationship probably worked out a lot better than anybody ever thought it would.
So in 4-wheel drive, of course, Kinwald won. Jason Rona 2nd. Jason Babcock 3rd. Brian White 4th. 5th, Greg Dennett. 6th, Billy Easton. Scott Hughes 7th. Derek Fertani 8th. Greg Hodap 9th. And John Anderson 10th. That rounds it up.
Buried 2 of those double X's.
Boom. Then they had a nice interview here with Bing. It's bing bang boom, baby.
Great headline for that one. Car action really fucking knocked it out. I think he had were they the Oakley eye jackets? No, they weren't.
Mm,
No, they
I
weren't.
think it's just swimming goggles.
You're right. Speedos.
Speedos. Yep, they're Speedos. So what does this win mean to you? They asked Chris Bing, and he says, I'm really glad I won because people always told me without a factory ride, I couldn't compete with those guys. They always said that I might be able to make the main with them, but without the ride and the trick parts, there was no way I could win. I'm really glad I could prove them wrong. When it comes to winning, it's not always the parts. It's not always the parts. The more you run, the better you get. I'm glad I could prove that.
It's the tires.
Yeah.
It was.
He's running those hot races, boy.
Bing says it was really weird. I followed or read about these guys for years, so it was a pretty big deal to me. I tried to concentrate, and I didn't think much about the main. So. All right.
I went back recently. There was a reason I was looking for something else on YouTube, and I bumped into, and I did watch a couple of those mains from that race, and that track was pretty hard to drive around. Like when you actually watch the two-wheel main, there's three of them, but the one that was on YouTube I was watching, it's really kind of shitty. Like the jumps aren't very good at all. Like the guys racing each other, like Scott Hughes kind of went for a pass. I think it was on Bing because he was doing really well. He was like right behind him. And he kind of went for almost like a really bad passing area and kind of hurt himself. And it was a really interesting race to kind of go back and watch. And it wasn't easy at all. Like it was like it kind of went right down to the end. But it was kind of an ugly main. Like it wasn't the way the cars worked on the track, and it just didn't look very fluid.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason's watching that four-wheel drive race. Just what could have I done? So I have the page up. New in the pits at the 96 Nats was, of course, the double X4. Then Losi also wait, what?
Why does LRP have fucking wheels?
Oh yeah, LRP BBS.
Is that LRP? Like what?
These Hot Wheels are available for the Yokomo YZ10 four-wheel drive buggies.
I bet they're still selling.
Yep, that's LRP.
God damn, I bet they're still selling.
So, and then Victor Engineering debuted their quad IQ Charger at the 96 Nats.
Dang, Victor. All right. Next page.
Next page, nothing else interesting there. Yeah. B2 suspension arms, Jason. All right, so that was the end of the 96 Nats, and then they went right into the Kyosho Off-Road Gas Challenge.
Jesus, look at those fucking sleds. God damn. What is that? What is that yellow piece of shit? Good golly.
That was an 8 scale then.
It was who?
That was an 8 scale buggy then right there.
Oh, I thought you said something about Mayfield.
No.
Yeah, let's turn to the next page here. What do we have? Nothing there. Chris Moore.
Nice serpent ad.
Terrible ad. No, we don't know anybody here. Jason does.
I usually do.
I think there was actually a gas truck there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think the very first page you had up, the guy was carrying Saxon's truck, I think, right there. Like, I can't see it very well.
That's it, yep.
That guy, I don't know if that's his pit guy, Regan, or who that is, but I think it's Richard's truck.
Probably ran out of gas like Mayfield. What do you think? Hey-oh.
Could have.
Yeah. Let me talk to you. All right, got it. Go to the results. There's gas truck in there. That's all I care about. We got John Anderson. Anybody else I even recognize in there?
John Anderson, Road Beast, whatever.
Road
So Rad.
Beast. Who can
Road-
forget?
Road Beast Brune.
Jason
Sorab, 5th, right? You know him. Chris Moore, 6th.
Yep.
Richard Saxon, 9th.
Wow, the king. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the radios for Stadium Truck. Futaba.
Let's go.
Futaba. 1 and 2.
No high techs in there. That's a bummer.
No high-tech links.
Bummer. All right. Here we go. Look at this.
So
is a
inside the Team Losi Double X4.
prototype. Why
The
are
picture-
those front springs have so many coils? What the
Just the paint, the John Anderson paint job was kind of beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
he had some really nice paint jobs back. He was actually Losi's machinist. That's what's funny about this stuff is
probably machine that chassis?
he was actually, he did all that work. That's all his work.
The magnesium chassis.
So not only was he a really good driver in those days,
It's lipo safe.
he also, was the top machinist and did a lot of the work here.
Oh, look at
Well,
that
actually, I
Kinwald
believe it-
label, bruh.
Yeah. Kinwald motor.
What a beaut.
There it is. Magnesium chassis, although they're
Whoop
really
that
focused
ass,
on-
Jason. Whoop that ass.
So I remember the big thing around the 96 Nats was, is it going to come with the magnesium chassis?
Yeah. Nope.
Magnesium is light and strong and easy to machine. Production Double X4s, however, will employ chassis molded from Losi's.
Is magnesium easy to machine though? Because it has
No,
like a
that-
low a
that's
low burn rate, doesn't it? Like
That's the stuff that starts on fire real easy.
yeah, I think it's actually harder to machine than aluminum. What the fuck?
Shit.
Gotta go back to the first page. There was something I was looking at. I forget. Does he have a Futaba sticker on the front there?
Yes.
I think
Holy
he ran
shit.
Futaba.
And
I
a
didn't know
Lunsford
that. I
right
didn't
down the
know that.
middle.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, there's one right above the slipper, Futaba. I didn't know he ran Futaba. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think there was a time where him and Junior both started running Futaba.
Shit. What's he up to these days?
John Anderson?
He drive Gravedigger?
No.
Wrong Anderson.
Yeah.
It's the wrong family tree.
Yep.
At the Nats, no one outside of a few key Losi personnel was allowed to glimpse the Double X4.
Ooh, how dare you? Don't even look that way, bitch.
Losi's Jack Johnson flew from sunny California to wet and rainy Connecticut, Double X4 in hand for a sneak peek photo session. Oh, so Jack Johnson flew out the car action for these photos. All right. Anything else there you want to see? Here we go. Next page.
Pink River Springs trying to get the powder coating off them.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Pretty sick stuff.
Larry Tom is saying you couldn't even look at it. That must have been some boring racing.
Yeah, dude. You better turn your back. Don't even watch that thing right.
Yeah.
You can only
We'll just-
watch. You could only watch if you're in the race or a turn marshal.
We'll just let you know how they did.
Dude, every time that track hit every time the car hit the track, the people that were around and then every time I'd come around the corner, everybody's like, oh, what? They're trying to look at it closely. It's crazy.
What could have been?
Yeah.
Maybe if you would have taken that class more serious.
Maybe.
We can't comment on the Double X4's performance beyond citing its impressive debut. But Jack did tell us a story that, let's see, during testing at the Bumpy Ranch Pit Shop track in Sonoma, California, the Double X4 actually worked better than even the stadium trucks with their long arms and cushy tires.
You're fake news, Jack.
Jack attributes this to the Double X4's weight distribution and long travel suspension. Yeah, so there you go. Second opinion. Oh, there's a second opinion back there? Well, I guess we can't. If Losi can keep the street,
Jason.
this is what's that?
They interviewed Jason for second opinion.
Yeah, Jason. That'd have been awesome.
Get it? Second opinion.
Jason, can we get a second opinion on this Double X4?
I'll give you one.
Oh boy. So George Gonzalez says if the Losi can keep the street price around $250, they'll sell millions of these. Man, I don't remember what it was.
Dude, millions?
Jeez, don't exaggerate or anything.
Dude, this girl on MLB Tonight. Oh my lord.
Millions.
So then John House says I witnessed the car tear up the track at the Roar Mod Nats in Butler, PA, and let me tell you, it's one cool machine. When Kinwald, Hodap, or Anderson hit the track with their cars, almost everyone lined the track to watch it go.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
And how disappointed were they during A1 when some unknown guy with a Yokomo just kicks their ass?
They're like, let's just wait for the next two mains.
They're like, you know what they're thinking? They're like, Gotti going, maybe we'll just wait for the next version to come out. Maybe we should wait.
Let's wait for Double X4
2.0.
2.1.
Yeah, I'll just wait on the 2.0, guys.
Yeah, I'm good. This thing's obviously trash.
Yeah.
Clearly, they have some issues to work out.
Oh man!
Oh, nobody putting it on the top 3.
John says the future of 4-wheel drive looks very interesting. I guarantee that once this car is released, there will be a resurgence of 4-wheel drive racing.
Well, he was right. Fucking nailed that one.
Yeah.
A little bit off on the selling 1 million.
Oh, that was George Gonzalez. Don't put that on John.
Hooray.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. The Double X4 quick inside look that Jack Johnson flew out to car action. It was raining, by the way, that day. All right. How to extend your bearings? Well, you clean them. The problem with you RC racers are you don't clean your bearings. E-man.
Oh, man. That video, bro.
So, did you use liquid bearings by Paragon back then? I know I did.
I actually took out the ball bearings and just put in that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. I just filled it up. I'm like, it says it's liquid, right?
All right. Yeah, you put that liquid bearing on and it dried. And
terrible article.
What's this? Grassroots Racing?
No, the other one. Hey, you clean bearings. Good job.
Yeah. Showing you the different oils that you can use. Yeah. All right, Grassroots will get it. Oh, there you go, Jason. Calandra Racing Concepts ad.
Whoa, look at Speed Merchant WFO.
I mean,
10 scale oval ripper.
It's crazy. I mean, the fact that this is a Calandra ad, here in '96, and
there it is.
And we're at the track right now.
What is it? Something Avenue, Rome, New York. What is it? Starts with an S.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. Stanwix Avenue, Rome, New York.
Jason's like, yep, that's where we're at.
I don't know, actually.
Jason doesn't know where he's at.
I don't know the address.
His Uber just drove him there.
So in the ad, it says telephone and fax. So you got the fax machine. You can fax them.
Send them a fax tomorrow.
Send them this ad, right?
Yeah. That's what you put in the fax, just the ad.
Right. hey, you guys have any of these WFOs in stock? And then they write out here World Wide Web in their address.
Damn.
Yeah, they were on the
They
web.
were ahead of
back
the. They were ahead of the curve, dog.
I am. Yeah, that's John Bolton's even saying that. And website. Impressive. All right. And they have a new stock motor called the Silver Streak stock motor. Calandra stock motor.
Mm.
The newest stock motor, lay down CRC treated silver brushes.
Ooh, they
Tune-
treated them. Hopefully they
Tuned and
treated them
hand
well.
selected. Hand selected sounds so, but all you're doing is just going, grabbing them.
They're like, I need these dyno numbers.
Nothing is faster according to this. The Silver Streak is the Roar 9697 stock motor. Oh, I thought it was I thought I was going to say Roar Champion. Just all right,
So,
never
like
mind.
Scooter using those?
Scoots.
All right, next page. What's new? We got the
EX1.
EX1 KO
Precious.
Pro.
My precious.
That's also a pretty ugly radio, to be honest.
Yeah, it was kind of ass.
Well, I had the Mars, and the Mars was basically the same thing.
It was a little more refined than that, I think.
I thought the
Okay.
Mars looked better too.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, thank God they got the Parma 10 scale gas K8 body in there, boys. Woo! Dude, RPM module removal clip for an air.
Wait, where's? Oh yeah, okay, there
I
we go.
remember that.
Oh, dude, RPM's like, we can make anything out of plastic. You're gonna need it. God damn.
I'm pretty
But-
sure Kinwall used to use one of those.
But dude, they sold.
Really?
They made so much stuff, and people bought that stuff by the
They still do. They still do.
boatloads. Yeah.
They still do.
Yep.
Are
Remember that?
still?
One of those. Yeah, RPM's one of those hidden gems, man.
Remember
Wow.
the was it the 10T plastic chassis truck? Like, we're just gonna make this out of our plastic.
I remember that.
Okay.
Associated Reedy's Car Wash, biodegradable wash, was created to clean and polish chassis and plastic components.
I remember that.
Trinity's was better.
I think it was.
All right.
Then you have the Trinity Vis matched battery packs. These cells feature more voltage than the typical SCRC cells, especially for stock racing. There you go. Next page, Team Losi extra long chassis for the double XT. Any interest there? No. Sedan slicks, Proline sedan slicks, the new XTM and M2 sedan tires. No interest on this page. Next.
Hamad. Oh, go back there to the rear bearing carriers, right height adjusters. Hamad Guman.
Okay.
Like the weirdest name, but they made some awesome looking CNC milled aluminum stuff.
Yeah, that was big for a while.
Oh my god. Like monster truck shit out of, pick a color of aluminum and we make it.
Let's see. Next page we have.
Jack shit.
No, you got a Mike Wood advertisement here.
Oh, there we go.
Need one reason why you should be driving a Wood racing car? Well, here you go. We got more than one. 96 Roar, Norca, and Velodrome national champions. 95 and 96 U.S. Oval Master champions.
I think these are made up.
It very well could be for back then.
Yeah, you can't fact check back in 97, boys.
Yeah, you're not fact checking this shit. And by the time you fact check it, we're already checked out and gone and sold the shit. 96 12 scale triple crown champions and 95 U.S. indoor champions. Wood racing.
Are we sure this isn't a Trinity ad?
Very well could be.
He transitioned nicely to Trinity.
Wood Racing Incorporated, 37601 Dartmouth Drive, Sterling Heights, Michigan. And there's the phone number if you guys want to try it and see what's going on. Maybe
They
Mike
got a
Wood will
fax?
answer.
Is there facts?
Yes, there's a fax. 810-939-6227.
They didn't have a website yet. Damn, guys.
No
Yeah, I mean,
website.
come
for,
on.
oh, no, you're wrong, Kirby. Check out our website
Oh, there it is.
at
Woods
can't even-
Racing.
I gotta see what this says. Hold on, it doesn't say just.
No, what is that?
I don't know.
Wood Racing.
I can't even read
It's
it.
not that
I'm
easy.
zooming.
There's like a dash and a
So
backslash.
it's www.concentric.set. That's SET. Slash little squiggly thing there. Woodham.
There's no way
I-
you're typing that in and getting it right.
No, and you
You're
can't
never
copy and
arrived.
paste it to your yeah.
You're never
You're-
arriving to that website.
Your computer
Yeah.
just got AIDS.
Nobody went to that website. Concentric.net.
don't even-
I think
we
it's
gotta
net. It looks like S from here, but
Hey, we gotta ask Woody about this website.
yeah, that's net. Concentric.net/Woodham. Woodham.
All right.
All right, send $3 for complete catalog.
No
Damn.
thanks.
Expensive.
out. I'm out on that. Oh, Dylan
Uh,
Racing.
Dylan for real sales.
So that was Richie King was involved. Like, I'm speaking Spanish for you guys. Big oval guys.
I
Look
know.
look under BSR radials. East
Right.
Coast Racing Motors.
East Coast hand-wound modifieds.
Yep, they were fast guys.
Um,
Yeah.
and they're carrying the new Superior Spectra car for $230.
Yeah, that was their car. They made a car. Yep. How to clean tires.
Next page. How to
your
clean your
mom.
tires. There.
Here, things you're gonna need. Water.
What
That's
you're gonna need?
significant.
Water. It's funny they don't start off with water though. It says it
Right?
needs you-
I mean,
you-
that's ingredient one.
yeah, it's really weird. You
Hey.
need a clean drying towel.
Hey, cool hazard decals on the roof of that thing. So sick.
Oh my god.
That's
Double
Jason's truck.
XT. Double XT.
That
This
was
is
that,
bad.
that was when Jason first got on Losi. It was a one color body. That was his.
It actually wasn't.
So, Jason, do you use these components to clean your tires today? A clean drying towel, a small plastic
Yeah,
bucket,
let's ask the
a,
tire guy.
a scrub brush. You'll need a fingernail cleaning brush, a wire brush, baby powder,
What?
and simple green all-purpose cleaner,
Yep.
and a couple of wood screws.
Nope.
That's for the whole
Here's
shot.
how I do it.
That's for the whole shot, baby.
Yeah. Well, they're building a bucket here, so
Oh, the damn Tupperware shit. Got it.
yeah.
We sell this. We sell this stuff.
You better have some wood screws.
Our brush comes with screws.
Does
and
it have
O-ring.
baby powder?
Nope.
Mm.
What is the
When your
baby
tires are
powder
clean, coat
for?
them lightly with baby powder to prevent dirt from loading up again.
Wow. Do we try that?
Jason didn't even know that.
You call yourself a tire guy. Jeez.
Jason, tomorrow I want to see a photo of baby powder in the pits.
Yes.
This is like the perfect track to do it on too.
See?
You won't.
Look at Kirby, he's stuck. Scary. Oh, you weren't stuck. You were just
Just
leaning back that
Closing
long.
my eyes. Yep.
Kirby's so like, why did I agree to do this today? All right, nothing there. I think we're getting near the end now. This is actually the end, I think. And then,
Hey.
why is
Ow.
this? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I was reviewing this car action. I was sending.
Is that Vicky Karuba?
Yeah.
This is Vicky Karuba is the third woman in IFMAR history to compete in the World Championships. So that's Vicky Karuba there, and then you have Switzerland's. I can't even pronounce the name. Anyway, this chick is apparently the Team Orion's head maintenance mechanic
Or
and
I remember
driver
her.
support person.
I remember.
Oh,
her.
I bet you do.
You do, Jason?
Yeah, I remember her being at the races.
Orion.
I mean, she really seriously was the head maintenance mechanic.
Which Jason's like,
I-
dude, she was always on a skateboard.
Hoverboard.
Hoverboard, yeah. All right. Well, you remember her? Is she still around? Is she still the head maintenance mechanic for?
I don't think so.
All right.
I gotta look her up on Facebook, see what's up.
Yeah. Well, there's the name there, Sylvia.
I'm for real doing it right now. Hold up. We need to know. Our fans need to know.
Can you read that? I could spell it out for you if you.
Yes,
can.
spell it. Go ahead.
So SYLVIE,
Yep.
and then last name is DANAND.
Nope. Not on
No
Facebook.
guts. Hmm.
Let me hold up. Let me look up OnlyFans.
Check Team Orion's website.
Team Orion.
Team Orion.
All right.
I
So
think I
that
gotta
is
go, guys.
that is the end of the car action for the 19.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all I
Let's
got.
go back over and do it again.
All right, going back to page 1 here, guys.
Only took 3 hours.
There we go.
Which one had the freaking cat? I thought this had the catalog, or it was the first. You thought
was-
you had the right car action.
Yeah, it was not the.
Yeah. Gotti had like the 93 August issue pulled up.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going.
All right, Jason Rona is out. He is. He has to get up early tomorrow for the E-Nats. What's tomorrow's schedule look like, Jason?
Mini Truggy.
Well, let me look at something here.
Jason has the. What's this here? Jason Santos saying it prevent traction too. John Bolton saying RC Car Kings out of Minnesota always has an ad in car action that featured an RC Batmobile.
That was probably the premier bat wedge body, which was a dirt oval full body, and that body absolutely kicked ass. Jim Dieter ran that shit all the time.
This
Bat wedge was the truth.
it's just showing like rain all day tomorrow, basically.
Well,
Really?
you know what you're gonna need? Baby powder.
Yeah.
What we need to do
Yeah.
is if it does rain, we got to bring out another magazine.
Yeah, you're on your own.
We'll do another podcast if it's raining all day.
I'm busy as shit.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. I think you might be all right though. It's a fast-moving storm.
I'll be in softball mode tomorrow, boys.
Nick is saying this one does have the catalog in the print version. I don't see it. So we don't want to go through that anyway. No, we're talking about the Trinity catalog. We were looking at it earlier pre-show, but that was in the January 96 issue that I accidentally had up. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting, real interesting before we go. The Trinity catalog, I remember the time Tony P handed me a disc and he said, Gotti, take this home and proofread. Great. But you was disc that was like the original disc with all the misspellings. So the 99 Trinity catalog has a ton of misspellings, which was not my fault. I got on it, but when I said this, I had the you handed it in. You know what I mean? So anyway. Little cool fact. So when you go to the 99 Trinity catalog, there's all these misspellings everywhere because we handed the wrong disc in.
Whoops.
Yep. Anyway, there you go. 96 January 97 edition. Sorry, that's so confusing. Like I said, they were 3 months ahead or whatever. January 1997 Radio Control Car Action. So thanks for joining us. That was awesome. That was fun. It was long, but it was fun.
It was
Late at night here. It's almost midnight.
Jason really slowed that shit down. Holy hell.
It was cool. Yeah.
We should have been out of there. Jason called in, and it was like we would have been on an hour ago.
It's amazing. He should do the podcast from the phone. It's a lot clearer. He does sound. I remember one time he was in Italy and we did the podcast, and it was super clear. And I'm like, "How's this possible?
Huh.
You're in Italy. How? When you're home in JC, we can't even get the audio right." All right, good times. Anyway, again, if you're listening to the audio version, it's probably kind of tough to listen to this in audio. So head on over to Facebook or YouTube and like and watch it there. And Kirby, thanks for your time. That was awesome.
Yeah, man.
2 weeks in a row, and I doubt we'll see you again for another couple years.
Well, I was able to do tonight because I took off tonight. My third shift.
Oh, that's
guy,
right.
And I took off work tonight, so
And you have softball tomorrow.
I have softball tomorrow. Our tournament is Saturday, so
So what's tomorrow? Practice?
tomorrow's going to be some batting practice. I'm doing 2 sessions of batting practice for these people that play 3 times a year. So I'm a very accommodating team manager.
Man, you are.
Probably too much, to be honest. Because I don't need the practice, but every time we BP, I hit. It's all these people that are like, oh, I'm like, no, you need to hit because you fucking suck.
I know it's important. I do. I
Practice,
honestly
baby.
do. But we talking about practice, man.
Practice. Practice.
All right. Well, best of luck in the softball tournament this weekend.
Thank
and
you.
That's in.
Oh, breaking up. Must be my internet.
Oh no! There you go. Your internet's. You're running out of minutes.
Uh-oh.
So-
Let me put the
All right.
CD-ROM in.
We will catch you on the next episode. Next week, we'll find out how the ENATs went with
Yep.
Jason Rona.
No short course.
No show course, no mini truggy.
No mini truggy.
So, see what happens.
I can't wait.
See you guys.